So first you want to start by sectioning the hair off. I did 3 parts. You want to make sure that the lines are nice and clean. So now you're going to grab your first section that you'll be working with. And you want to make sure that this section is about 2 fingers from the bottom of your hairline. The reason that you're going to be doing this is so that if you wear your hair up, the extensions will not be seen. You also want to repeat that same step on the side by your ears, pretty much the perimeter of your head. As I mentioned, this will help from the extensions shown if you do wear your hair up. If you're not someone who wears your hair up typically, then you can go as close to the bottom as you'd like. I'm just going in and feeling for where I'm going to lay my first extensions. So this is what the extensions look like. There's 2 of them here. Just going to take them apart. So in the middle of those, you're going to sandwich your real hair. So altogether, you'll be using 2 pieces of extensions for 1 sandwich. Now you're just going to reveal the adhesive, just like that. And now you're going to go in and start sectioning off your first piece for your first hair extension. You want about the same amount of hair as the extension, not too thin and not too thick. Once you've got your first strand ready, you're going to pick up the extension just like this. This is going to help guide the extension to where you want it to be. You want to make sure that you're working with a nice clean area. So you're just going to slide that extension right underneath the piece of hair just like that. Then you're going to push the hair down, your hair down on top of the extension, nice and flat, pushing the hair into the tape. And then you're going to hold the tape with your hair and just take the comb out. And now you're going to go in and just comb that through. And then you're going to go in with your second piece of hair extension and reveal the adhesive once again. This second one is going to get sandwiched together with the first extension. You're going to try your best and feel for the extension. This time I'm going in just using my fingers instead of the comb. And I'm going to try my best to get this lined up exactly with the other tape in. And once you have it together, you're just going to sandwich them together and push down. And there you have it, 1 tape in is installed. One thing to remember is not to make it too tight to the scalp because that's when you might create tension bumps, which are little red bumps that will appear where the tape is. So try to keep it just off the scalp but as close as possible at the same time. You don't want it to be too far down either. Now we're just going in and repeating the same steps as we did the first time, grabbing our second piece of hair. If you feel like it's too thick, you can always go ahead and chop it into half. Revealing the adhesive. I do recommend revealing the adhesive before you go ahead. It's just easier to work that way. Laying your hair flatly against the tape and just rubbing it in, patting it down, making sure that it's sticking to the tape. Then I just like to give it a good brush through. Just want to make sure that you're still working in nice clean sections. It is a little harder when you're doing it on your own, but I'm doing the best that I can. And you also want to remove any hair that's not sticking to the tape. And now I'm going in with my second piece on the second extension. And I found that using my hands were a little easier than using the comb. Just trying to find where that tape is. It is a little hard sometimes to feel as it's so flat. Once you have it together, you're just going to sandwich it all together, pushing down. And there you have your second tape-in extension installed. Now you can see that when I pull my hair up, you cannot see any of the extensions one little bit. And that is the reason why you want to leave that 2-finger gap between the nape of your neck and your first row of hair extensions. Now I'm just getting ready to make my next section for my second row of my tape-ins. For the second row of tape and extensions, you can see that I switched my method of applying it. So for the first tape, I decided to put it on the top of the hair. That way, whatever hair wanted to stick to the tape, it would do so. And then I'll just go from underneath to sandwich it with the second tape. I'm also just going in and removing any hair that didn't stick to the tape. And I found that if you just flip it upwards, just like this, it was easier to go in and connect the second tape and extension. And just like that, it's sandwiched together. I'm not sure if you noticed, but I am working in Bricklayer effect. So I am feeling where I left the other extensions at the bottom and just making sure I'm filling in any of the gaps. I also just want to add that if you're just trying to add body, you might just want to add a few tape and extensions throughout your hair in the places that you feel like you need it the most. And if you're trying to add length, you usually want to do about a full head of tape-ins, which is exactly what I'm doing. So this is the steps that I'm going to continue doing in the bricklayer form until I get to about 2 inches above the ear, and then I will go and start working in on my sides, and I will show you guys the finished result. Once all the tape-in extensions are in, I am now going in with my shear scissors to texturize the bottom of my natural hair, just so that it blends a little better with the hair extensions. You want to go in upward motions exactly like what I'm doing here. This is going to give you more of a softer edge instead of a very harsh line. By doing this, it's going to help to make it so that my natural hair blends really nice and seamless with the hair extensions. I also, after I sheared the bottoms of my ends, I also went in at the very bottom of the extensions and cut off about 1/2 inch in a straight line. I just pulled all the hair forward and cut it like that. As you can see, it's already pretty seamless just by doing that couple of steps. Now I'm just going to go in with my straightener to flatten out my ends as well. I also want to mention that before you use any hot tools on your hair, make sure that you use a heat protection spray. I had already gone ahead and sprayed that before I started the recording. This is the finished result with the hair being straight. I am also going to go ahead and show you what it looks like when I curl my hair. And there you have it. Here's the finished result. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If so, don't forget to hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe if you'd like to see more videos from me. Thank you so much for watching. Bye guys.